Okay, AI agent. I'm the real thing. What did Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell? Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. And so, and the reason I like to talk to you, and I want you to ask me some questions, and my son John Leslie will feed me the questions, is because we're going through some stuff. You're going through some stuff, and and what I'm interested in doing today is encouraging you to do something that I've been doing most of my career, not focusing on the current reality and tenaciously and deliberately making a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to focus on the reality that I was about the business of creating. Because what you look at, it will pollute your mind and drain your energy. I'm telling you what I know. I've been on this planet for 81 years. And so my goal is, and I want you to ask me some questions. I'm going to share some ideas and talk to you about your superpower. Because right now, there are a lot of things happening that are designed to prevent the average person from living a life of meaning and productivity and wealth. And 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 when you look at thousands, millions of people are being displaced because of political reasons or because of automation. It's a time where people have to begin to ask the question, what do I do next? What are the actionable steps that I can take if I've been laid off, fired, or if something happened that I didn't see coming? What do I do? How do I pick up the pieces and start all over again? And I have a PhD in this. I've been fired several times, and I had to figure it out. And there are times I walked off jobs. I said, no, I can't do this anymore. This is wearing me out. Somebody told me the other day, I was in the shopping mall, and the Cumberland shopping mall, and this guy looked at me. I'm not going to tell you his name is Jalan. He's a barber. He and Daniel. And he said, man, I heard your father speak years ago in LA, and he changed my life. And he just kept going. And then as he was talking to me, he said to a guy who came in, hey, do you know who this is? And the guy said, no. He said, this is Les Brown's son. And so my barber, Daniel, said, no, this is Les Brown. So I tell you, what's that? Remember that movie Benjamin Button? I'm reversing the aging process. Homie ain't playing up in here. No, no, no. I don't believe in old. George Burns said we can't help getting older, but we don't have to get old. And so I want to talk to you. Number one, and I want you to take some notes on stuff. And some of it, I want you to make a mental note. Protect your peace. And there's some actionable steps that you can take to do that. I feel so good and so energized since I stopped watching the news. I'm telling you, it's not good for your health. Every day there is something, and stuff I can't do nothing about. Remember that prayer, Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody, up it here, up it here. And so part of what I'm encouraging you to do is protect your peace. It's very important. I hear people talking about how much wealth that they're accumulating and all of the things they're doing to make money online. And that's all well and good. And I believe in making money. But let me share something with you. Your wealth is your health. Your health is your wealth. A person with their health have 1,000 dreams. A person without their health, they have only one, and that is to get better. I was at the City of Hope, which used to be called Cancer Centers of America, and they did a thorough investigation and examination of me. I go every 90 days, and I received the award from them a 39-year fourth stage cancer conqueror, but it's been now over what 41 years. And so the doctor looked at me and he said, he looked at my chart and looked at me again. He looked at my chart and looked at me. He said, "You're 81?" I said, "Yes." And then the nurse who I had to see after him, she said, "You have the vitals of a 21-year-old." I said, "Come on, somebody." That's what I'm talking about. So I want to talk about the value of protecting your peace. Stuff happens that you just cannot do anything about. Nothing. Nothing. Things happen to you, your family members, your friends, your children, your loved ones. And 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 when you look at all the things that's going on right now, I want you to make some mental notes. Focus on what matters. I make my health and my peace a priority because my life, if I'm living this thing called life, my goal and objective is to be healthy, to add life to my years, not years to my life, add life to my years, being active, being engaged, being independent, being able to do for self. My kids don't owe me nothing. To do for self. And part of that process every day I'm consciously working on and engaged in efforts and actionable steps for the next greatest version of myself. You know, you hear people talk about having a second win. Well, I've had a second win, I've had a third win, and now I'm in the fourth win. When you're 81, you have to have a lot of stamina and determination and drive and hunger to be here and to know your name, to go to the bathroom by yourself and not on yourself. Oh, behave and learn to laugh at this thing called life. Learn to enjoy it because it has no duplicate, and you want to make the most of it. Most people die at age 25 and don't get buried until they're 65. One of the people I work with, Joy, attorney Joy Hunt, and she is an entrepreneur extraordinaire. And one of the things I like about her, and I want you to listen to me, live your life to the max. That there are people who are coasting, who are just dragging their feet. They're not making any impact. I like the fact she's an entrepreneur and she's had all type of entrepreneurial ventures, and she's still going and still making things happen. And that's what life is about. Herein my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit. I see people online and they glorify God by they got these new shouting dances. I wish I could stand up and show you. They busted all kind of moves in church now. You hear me? I mean they dance more in church than they do in nightclubs. I'm telling you what I know. And they got them, and they come dressed. They come dressed so you could see them, and they got all these different moves. And I guess I don't know where this come from, but anyhow, it's a praise dance. Let me share something with you. In this age, where there's no such thing as job security, in this age, where less than 10 years, 82% of the jobs that exist are going to be automated, this is no time for dancing. This is a time for learning. This is a time to reinvent yourself. This is a time to ask the question, what am I going to do with the time that I have left on the planet? This is a time that you have to have a game plan and a strategy for the what ifs of life. What if someone that you love became sick? Being in a position that you can do more than just pray for them. What if you had a car accident? How long can you go without income coming in before it affects the quality of your life? What is it, as you look at your life right now, what is it that gives your life meaning and purpose? And also learning to know and embracing the impermanence of life. What are you talking about? Nobody's figured out how to get out of here alive. I remember Mr. Washington, a high school teacher, he mentioned, somebody said a friend of his died unexpectedly. He said, nobody dies unexpectedly. We all gonna go. So I want to make myself available to you. I want y'all to ask me some questions. I'm not no AI agent. I have lived experiences. I've done a thing or two. I've seen a thing or two. I'm 81. So when I respond, I know what I'm talking about. And I want to give you an opportunity to ask me some questions. John Leslie, he is I'm so proud. My son, he is when it comes to AI. Would you put on? Yeah, I hear feedback. I guess that's my phone.
My apologies.
Yeah, that. Would you show them our picture together? We got in how to dominate in the age of AI. I want y'all to see this. And so this is time.
Yes, sir.
Like I'm doing what I do. I focus on speaking and training speakers. And the reason I'm talking today, I can't tell you really how important it is for you in this day and age for you to be able to present yourself. If you work in a corporation, to be able to advance yourself, Warren Buffett said your ability to communicate is 50% of the time the most important thing that you can do. When you can communicate, when you can go into a room and be interviewed and represent yourself and be able to think on your feet, that's major. And most people don't know how to do that. And people say, well, some people just got the gift of gab. No, it's a skill. It's a skill that you develop. I never forget when Mr. Washington said to me, young man, yes, sir, develop your communication skills because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. That's major. In the beginning was the word. That's major. Learning how, developing the skill, and what we're doing, and I got a gift for you. I got something that I want you to get. We have a magazine called Hungry to Speak. It is a skill that you want to develop. My ability to communicate. You used to not have this voice that I have now. This is not my original voice. You have a power voice. This voice was cultivated. This voice was brought out. This voice was inspired and trained. I didn't know how to do this. I never forget when I was running for the Ohio legislature after being fired from radio, and I had editorialized on a police brutality case called the Kahiki incident in Columbus, Ohio, Kahiki restaurant on Broad Street. People in Columbus, they remember Les Brown. This is another version of Les Brown. I understand what Paul said. I must die daily. They're parts of you. When you look at where we are and all the stuff that's going on now and people coming at us, you've got to die to who you are now to give birth to who you are to become. Because this is a time where you have to evolve and consciously work on creating the next greatest version of yourself. You ever see people get ready to fight? They start taking the earrings off, and pull the pants up. You got to get ready for the fight up in here, up in here. I like what Frederick Douglass said. He said, we might not get everything we fight for, but everything we get, there will be a fight. And understand, this is a very hostile environment right now. Hostile. And so when you look at people who are just being fired, not because they've done anything wrong, not because of incompetence, but for political reasons, or just somebody decide, no, I don't want you to do that no more. You're out of here. And you got to figure it out. So just think about people spend thousands of dollars, like my grandson Trey, who went to school and he wanted to become a CPA. When he graduated, went and worked for this firm in Columbus, Ohio. 3 months later, he and 1/3 of the staff, they were replaced by ChatGPT. Hello. Okay, but let me share something with you. I want you to listen to me because there's a part of you. Listen to me. You are not you are not replaceable. You don't let people think, oh, we're going to be replaced. No. That the people who be replaced are people who stop learning, people who stop growing, people who are not creative, people who are not innovative, people who are not learning how to stay ahead of the curve. I've been doing this 53 years. 53 years. I've seen a whole lot of people come and go. And I didn't have the money. I didn't have the education. I remember when Tony Robbins, he had this infomercial on television. It's called Personal Power. And every hour, a company that sponsored him, I'm not going to tell you the name, Gunthy Rinker. Okay, did I tell the name? Yes, you did. Baba used to say, let's say your mouth's like a refrigerator. You can't hold nothing. They paid $1 million to pay for him, millions of dollars for him to be on television around the world. So I sent them my information and said I wanted to be a motivational speaker, and I'd like to have a strategic relationship with them. I'd like to have an infomercial too. Would they be interested in sponsoring me as a strategic partner in an infomercial? And they wrote me back and said, you have a very inspiring story, Mr. Brown, but you're Black. The answer is no. Let me tell you. I wrote them back because this is before email and texting. I wrote them back. Thank you very much for reminding me that I'm Black. I never would have known that if you hadn't told me. And then I put at the end, love Les Brown. I see you from the top. John Leslie, can you bring up that organic Google search? I want to show you some, ladies and gentlemen, about the value of being able to present yourself, to promote your cause, to speak up for yourself, to advance your career, to grow your business, to establish a brand, to become known, to take your lived experiences. This is a time you can take your lived experiences. And I'm going to, in the magazine, I'm going to share some things with you that you can create a minimum of 5 buckets of income. And trust me, it's better to have money and not need it than to need it and not have it. John Leslie, tell me if you can find that organic Google search and tell me when you're ready to post it. Okay. Can you?
Yes, sir. I'll keep you posted on that. Keep going. You're doing great. They're loving it. People are commenting. So I will keep you posted on that. Okay.
Well, thank you very kindly for keeping me posted, but post it so I can see it. Okay. So bring me back up the screen while you're finding it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. So now here's something. What's very important. You want to have a regiment for your mind. What are you talking about, Les? If you don't program your mind will be programmed. The media, just to think, people who don't have your interests at heart, trying to dominate the media, what you listen to and how you see the world and the decisions that you make. It's real. I was in a shopping mall the other day. Just a sprinkle of number of people that's in the mall. Things have changed. You know why? We're going from brick and mortar to click and order. These big shopping malls, they're dinosaurs now. Amazon replacing many of them. I remember when I was a kid, if you wanted to make a long distance phone call, you had to call the operator. Technology is called creative destruction. And then they came along, the technology, you can call directly. How many of y'all remember when Superman used to run to a telephone booth to change his clothes? So he wouldn't get arrested for indecent exposure, okay? And you could go make a phone call for a dime. When the last time you saw a telephone booth? I would tell you something. I was thinking, I was listening to one of my old messages, and I'm going to use the term that only people above 50 would know what I'm talking about. I was born in an abandoned building on a hard linoleum floor. Linoleum. I guarantee you, very few of you know what that is, a linoleum floor. Very few people know that. I guarantee you. Only that just shows how old I am. But here's the point that I'm making. Creative destruction has been going on. I remember if you wanted to get a phone number, some of y'all put some flames up. We had the yellow pages. No, we got Google now, but listen to me, Linda. Before Google, there were the yellow pages. If you wanted to get a number for a business, and then for residential, there were white pages. Some of y'all remember this. I'm not the oldest person on the planet. I know somebody put some flames up. Stop, don't play me. Stop playing. You know what I'm talking about. Stop playing. You know about the yellow pages. You know about it, and the white pages. Don't play with me like that. Don't come for me. I didn't call it Uber. So it's creative destruction. Now, when I was a kid, I had a job working on the elevator. You got on the elevator, I'll ask, what floor, please? It was operated manually. Turn the knob and close the door, and then we push the floor and take the people up to the floor. Things have changed. Creative destruction. When I was a kid, I worked in a bowling alley. Me and other kids knocked the pins down. We would pick the pins up. Then somebody created an electronic tray. Nobody told them to do that. An electronic tray, and we all lost our jobs. Creative destruction. And so we were created by the Creator to create, to be engaged. My friends call me, hey man, you still doing it. You should be too. If you don't use your mind, you will lose your mind. Life is for living. Life is to being engaged and challenging yourself and bringing out the greatness that you have within you. You're made in the likeness and image of God and given authority and dominion, living from your dominion. And you have to make a conscious effort to do that because we have not been educated. We were indoctrinated. That's different. And trained and groomed to be employees. But now this is the entrepreneur era. We're going from the accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. A lot of people don't know what time it is, but there's an incredible time in history for people who are willing to wake up and get involved and realize your best stuff has not been challenged yet. I haven't given my best speech. The best is yet to come. Start thinking about that. Lord, what is it that you have in me? What is it? Please wake me up so I don't take it to the cemetery. Most people die long before they're buried, sitting around at home looking at television, asking, who's the GOAT? Can't even afford tickets to a game. No. Life is for living, not being a spectator, but asking yourself, at this place where I am, what is it that I can do with the life that I have left? A young lady came to see me at my request in Los Angeles. Her name is Pauline Ahi. Pauline came all the way from Hawaii. I told her, I said, Pauline, she was on the telephone. She's going to tell the story. And I said, you got a voice. Do I know you, sir? No, you don't. My name is Les Brown. She was on top of a device. She was born with no arms and no legs. I was listening to her conversation. I'm nosy. And we engaged in the conversation. I said, look, I'm going to be doing a training here. You ought to come back. I think that you're very inspiring. You're here at a conference, and I heard you talking to these people that you were recruiting. And all she could do, the way she's talking to them, she had the phone up like this. They were calling her. And she used her shoulder to hold the phone up. And she came. And now she speaks. Now she's holding her own events. I did an interview. She interviewed me about 2 weeks ago. And it shows that she wanted to be her own boss. Husband wouldn't come back with her. She came by herself. No arms, no legs. Had the device that somebody had to pick up and put her on. But she was unstoppable. Like somebody I was talking with yesterday, I'm not going to talk to him anymore. Now listen to me. This is important. Environment is very important. There's some people and you've heard the saying, there's some people in your life for a season, some for a reason, and some for a lifetime. Now, let me share something with you. Let me save you some time. There's some people that you don't want to be around because they don't want anything. They're not going anywhere. They're just focused on the reality that exists. But when you have a vision of who you want to be in the future, and the radical change that you must make in yourself in order to do that. That's major. John Leslie, have you found that yet? Can you post it? Man, you slow. My goodness. But because I want to show the impact of in this superpower that you have of being able to communicate. Okay, John Leslie, answer me one question. Are you going to be able to pull it up or not? Hello?
Yes, sir. I'm pulling it up now.
Okay, sure. I'm through ad-libbing. I want to see it.
Okay.
Just pull it up.
Yes, sir. Pulling it up right this moment.
About to make me lose my mind up in here. Up in here. About to make me go, ooh, up in here. Up in here. I want to do this because we got a special magazine we're going to give you called Hungry to Speak. And it's not going to cost you anything. You're going to see videos in there, but it's going to give you things that you can use to increase your presentation power. You need that. If you are a business person, if you're involved in sales, you're involved in multi-level marketing, you're involved in finance, real estate, people-to-people business, how you represent yourself. It's very important. People judge you. I want you to look at this. Look at this. Those people from Gunther Rinker, they told me, no, we don't want to do a partnership with you. You're black. America's not ready for a black motivational speaker. I told them, thank you very much for reminding me that I'm black. Look at that. Look how many people I've reached. And look at these other names here. Let me wear my glasses. Give me my Walgreen glasses. Up in here, up in here. Okay. So Eric Thomas, he's at 253 million. Brian Tracy, Lisa Nichols, Tony Robbins, he's at 31,800,000. Now, I didn't get an infomercial. I didn't have investors, but I have a voice, a story, just like you. And so, John Leslie, put the link up so show them the Hungry to Speak magazine. And so what we're doing now, I decided, one of my most famous students was Dr. Miles Monroe. And he said, Les Brown, he said, thank you very much. You've been very helpful to me. He said, but there's no success without successors. And so what I'm doing, and I want to see some flames, you know, people have these trainings and you come for 2 or 3 days. I'm doing a 7-month training. And we have classes every week for 7 months. Why? Mastery takes time. You have to be around other people. You need feedback. You need opportunity to practice. It takes time. The ability to communicate will allow you to do your podcast and be impactful. It allows you to be able to present yourself, to sell your products, to promote your ideas, to represent a movement. What is that you're putting on the screen now, John Leslie? What is that?
You asked for the magazine, sir. You asked for the magazine.
I wanted the cover of the magazine. I don't want to see the inside. Okay. They can't read that. Put the cover on so people can see the cover. Okay, and where can they get the link now? It's called Hungry to Speak magazine.
Yeah, hungrytospeak.com. They can go there and get it there. So
go to hungrytospeak.com. This magazine, you're going to love it. A lot of good content in there that you can listen to and watch and learn things that will teach you how to become an effective presenter. And I'm going to share some things with you. Okay, you can bring me up full screen. So that's hungrytospeak.com. I want you to go there. But let me share with you. I want you to think about, well, John Leslie, can you have somebody I can talk to they have a story, and I can talk to them, and we can help bring this story out. What are people saying over here? The comments.
Yeah, let's talk to the people. I think that will be great. I'm going to pull up some of their comments right now. If you have a question for the great Les Brown's, Mamie Brown's baby boy, please put it in the comments section, and I will highlight your comment. All righty. Someone just said, Godfrey just said, we need a Les Brown here in the United Kingdom. I'm the one. I am the one.
Oh,
That's
go
a
ahead.
good one.
Okay.
Talk about how the personal development industry is a global industry and how it's needed all around the world.
Not just when I started speaking, I think it was about $50,000 a day that people were investing in themselves. Now it's $1 billion a day. Less than 3 years, it's going to be $1 trillion a day. Your ability to immerse yourself in an environment, to develop some new skills, to learn some new strategies on how to navigate where we are. There's something that Robert Schuller said. He said, you either expand or you are expendable. We're living in a time that you want to constantly learn and begin to upgrade your talents, abilities, and skills. Look at and observe things and ask, how can this be done better? People say opportunity knocks on every door. And I say, no, opportunity stands by silently waiting for you to recognize it. There are people who've seen things and say, hey, this could be done better. When I became a speaker, I noticed these speakers were going around giving the same speech to every audience they spoke to. The speaking industry was governed by the Dale Carnegie course, which is a great course. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Mm-hmm. And 53 years ago, there was nobody that looked like me standing on corporate stages telling people how to become successful. AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, IBM, Xerox. These are the clients that I spoke for at that particular time that I decided, hey, I want to be up here. When I was in this audience of over 5,000 people, and there was nobody in the audience that looked like me. And I said, wait a minute, they're in a system created by them, for them, with the exclusion of me. If they need motivation, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking, Robert Schuller, Possibility Thinking, Zig Ziglar, See You at the Top. If Jim Rohn, in the end comes to you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. If they need motivation, what do I need? And people like me. That the system and the culture is designed to hold you back and destroy your sense of self. And I decided, I plunged in, and my goal was not to be a speaker. My goal was to study and to work and then develop my mind so that I'll be a dominant speaker. Mm-hmm. I want you to look at your life right now. This is a time that you have to live from dominion. Average is over. This is a time that you have to step up. This is a time that you have to push back. Why, Les? Because just imagine this. The people who created, the author, this is going to blow your mind. You've heard of Project 2025. The guy that the author of that got a PhD in Black history. Say what? Yes. He wanted to study our history so that he can find out how can we dismantle the programs that have been eliminated, giving these people access to the economy. So you saw what the Supreme Court did, saying they dismantled the Voting Rights Act. Just think about that. Got a PhD in Black history. This is what this guy did, who started Project 25. And from the time they implemented that, over 650,000 African-American females have lost their jobs. And thousands of people from all walks of life, with the elimination of various types of programs that were designed to help people have been eliminated. So your voice, this is the time. You and I, we were born and preserved for such a time as this. And so when you look at your life, look at your goals and dreams, you have to ask the question, this is what I'm doing. What do I want to do with the time that I have left? A good man leaves a legacy for his children and his children's children. Steve Harvey went to the hospital with a friend of his, and his friend's grandmother asked, do you know your grandfather's name? And he said, no. And the grandmother said, because he didn't leave anything. He didn't live a life of consequence. When I was in Gainesville, Georgia, and the church where I was had a cemetery that was right next to the church, next to the parking lot. And they took me and my twin brother, Wesley, said, oh, your father's buried over there. And is that right? Yes. And his last name was Randolph. They called him Doc Randolph. Never seen at this time any pictures, anything, didn't know anything about my father. My mother became pregnant, Dorothy Bell Rucker, and went down to Miami, gave birth to Wesley and I, and put us in foster care. But what got me was there were people who approached me where we were going over to look at our father's gravesite. People said, oh, Les Brown? Yes. Your mother, Dorothy Bell Rucker? Yes. Oh, your mother. Oh, she taught me. She was very inspiring. Your mother, she could sing. She played the piano. She taught veterans how to read. She was ferocious about education and developing yourself and having ambition and drive. I said, thank you. She said, oh, yes. I know she would be very proud to know what happened to you and your brother. And so this lady walked me over. I said, where are we now? She says, see these various Randolphs? Yes, those are your relatives, those tombstones who we see Randolph. I said, is that right? Yeah, okay. See right there? I said, where? Right there. I don't see anything with flat ground. She sat down and picked up like a little stick, like a popsicle. And on there was written, Oliver Randolph, my father's name. I said, he doesn't have a tombstone? No, he doesn't have a tombstone. But we have this here, this stick here, so people know not to bury anybody else here. Let me share something with you. That really got me on that day. That most people die a life of no consequence. All these stories I heard about Dorothy Bell Rucker, our birth mother. She helped kids learn how to read during the time of segregation. She went to Savannah State College, and her mother didn't have money to go, caught a train to Savannah State College. And when they were asking, pay your fee, she held her hands out. And the professor said, why you have your hands out? And she said, these hands can work. Get out of line. You have to pay to attend college here. Get out of line. And she got out of line, went to the back of the line, and came back up after everybody registered, held her hands up and said, these hands, sir, can work. What she's saying, I'm not looking for a free ride. I don't have the money, but these hands could work, sir. And he must have seen something in her eyes that she refused to be denied. And now, mind you, my book, You've Got to Be Hungry, I didn't even know this is my grandmother. And I read an article about her, and they said Dorothy Bell Rucker's mother, Beulah Rucker, was hungry to learn. Look at God. Wow. And now, in this space where we are, I know that I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. In this space where we are, the first time when I came to Atlanta and they said that she came to the church at Barbara King's church, Hillside Spiritual Center, and saw me. So she knew what happened to me and Wesley, my brother, who's a hero, a Vietnam veteran. He was a combat soldier. Listen to me. Here's what I know. Everything that we've gone through, everything that I have gone through has prepared me for now. Every job that I lost, all the doors that were closed in my face, all the people who said, you are out of your mind. There's no way that you, with no college education, no corporate experience, there's no way you were labeled educable, mentally retarded. There's no way you're going to be able to develop a reputation and an impact in your life that somebody is going to call you to speak for them. They were being logical, practical, and realistic. I'm encouraging you, listen to me. There are things that you can do that eye has not seen. Don't be practical, logical, and realistic. There's some things that go beyond the realm of that. Don't worry about your age. I know a guy, Rabbi Itzi. He was active rabbi, father, great orator, could speak, could sing, family, and develop a crippling illness. And now he talks through a computer with the movement of his eyes. Use what's left. All he can do is use his eyes. Don't take the gift that's in you. So life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. And the reason that, and I'm so glad my son John Leslie's put this magazine together, Hungry to Speak. And I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com, hungrytospeak.com. And there's a link there. You can get this magazine, because evil prevails when good men and women do nothing. I said, every day there's something negative that's going on. Okay, I'm not going to be the kind of person, oh, ain't it awful? I'm going to create something too. I remember Bob Marley, when he performed at a time after he had had a fight and was wounded, and a reporter said, you're Bob Marley, you could have taken the night off. And he said, people who do evil in the world don't take a night off. Why should I? Why should I? I'm 81. I beat 4 stage cancers behind because of God's grace and mercy. I should have been out of here long ago. This Les Brown that you now see used to be completely crazy. I remember a guy pull a gun on me, and I said, shoot, sucker, shoot. And he clicked the gun and it didn't go off, because God obviously said, this is a complete fool. Let me intervene here. And I'll never forget, my cousin Boo was driving me home. And he said, why did you tell him to shoot? I said, I wasn't scared of him. And I grabbed him. He had a big afro and slammed his head up against the wall and whooped his butt. He'd stole some money from me. And these are my pre-save years. And we driving, and Boo, what's that? The windows up. And he looked over. He said, man, you have peed in my car. I said, peed in your car. When I heard that gun click, that's when I peed. I could have been out of here. Well, who does that? Shoot, sucker, like I'm Superman. Have you ever had moments in your life you look back and you ask yourself the question, what state of mind was I in? when I did that. Have you ever had that? Life is lived going forward, but we learn looking back. There's got to be more. I'm not the only one that you look back and say, what was I thinking when I was living like that? When I made that decision? When I got in that relationship? What? I got to say it. I got to get it out. What the hell was I thinking? Oh my God. Oh, and I'm saying that this, listen to me. This is your time. There's something in you the world needs. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. And my goal is to build a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships. And this magazine, Hungry, I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. Call Hungry to Speak. Why are you doing this? Because we need messengers of hope. We need messengers of harmony, where people are turning to each other rather than on each other. We need conversations and communities of people coming together, asking, how can we begin to create a world that will impact generations yet unborn and make the world better than what it now is, rather than standing around saying, ain't it awful? No. Whatever's going on right now, it's not come forever. This too shall pass. Hear me on this. It's called life. And I believe I'm not by myself. I'm here for a reason. And you're here for a reason. What is it you want to share, John Leslie?
Very powerful. Everybody that's tuning in from around the world, put the number 1 in your message box if he's touching your heart, and let us know where you are in the world. Put your city in the message box. And we're so excited. As you can see, Mr. Les Brown is hungry to speak, looking like my little brother here, and he's anxious to talk to you all. This is some times where you get to ask some questions.
Are people asking some questions? Are they asking questions?
Yes, sir. I'm going to pull up some questions, but I just want to put people in the comments so you know where they are and you give their city a shout out. We've got Guyana. Say hello to Guyana, that city.
Because I can't see over here to my right with my Walgreens. These my Walgreens.
I'm telling you that.
Okay, but what's the question they're asking? What's the question?
All righty. So the first question is, what's the difference between a speaker and a mentor?
Well, sometimes the person can be a mentor and also a speaker, but a speaker is someone that they have some lived experiences that they've gone through, and they have decided that this is a part of their life that they want to share their story, and not just their story, but strategically talk about the experiences that they've gone through, what they overcame, and how they got through what they went through, and provide people in the audience individually and collectively to embrace the values, the PowerPoints, and the examples that that presenter made that says, I can do this. If she could go through that and get on the other side, I can do too. That's what speakers do, share their lived experiences in a way that the audience will see themselves in their story. Now, the mentor is someone who have some achievements and experience like myself, and decide that they're going to work with and pour into a limited group of people, because you can't help everybody. And a lady called me and she said, I want to give you a chance to give back. I said, I've already done that. I don't need you to call me and say, I want to give you a chance to give back. Whatever. No.
She wanted the Kmart special, huh?
See, there are people, the majority of people invest in entertainment, in cosmetics, in the hairdos and their clothes, rather than invest in themselves. The average person spends less than $14 a year for their personal growth and development.
Hold on, say that again. Hold on.
The average person spends less than $14 a year for their personal growth and development. Average American reads only one book a year. In order for me to be here, as you know, I disciplined myself to read a minimum. I started out 1 book a month, and then I increased it to 5. If you just read 1 book a month in 5 years in an area of specialty that you love, that you admire, and the average American read only 5 books, you would have read 60 books. That will make you an expert.
Wow.
We're where Peter Drucker said we got to be willing to unlearn, learn, and relearn. You got to be willing to unlearn what you now know because it does not serve you. It's a new world order. And you go through stuff. Now, somebody might ask, well, what do you do when you go through stuff? Brother from Nigeria, I've been to Abuja and Lagos. Yes, indeed. And what do you do when you go through stuff? I tell you something I never forget. I lost the first home that I bought for my mother. And we had to go from North Miami Beach back to Liberty City to the roach-infested house I moved my mother out of. Neighbors came out, Mamie, y'all back? Yes, my boy lost the house. The roaches are in the house playing bid whist. Most of y'all don't know about bid whist, okay? Oh, Mamie's back. Oh, we gonna have sweet potato pie. I was standing behind the truck, humiliated, had my head down. I was crying. God, how could you let this happen to me? I didn't do a title search. And the house went into foreclosure and we had to leave. I remember when they knocked on the door, I came to the Bible, to the door with the Bible. And I said to the police officer, I'm standing on his word. And he said, no problem, sir. Just come out and bring your Bible with you and stand on the sidewalk. I prayed all night. I said, God, if you real, anybody ever done that? If you help me save this house for my mother. And Mama came to the back of the truck and she said, what's wrong with you, Leslie? I said, Mama, I feel so stupid. I lost the house. And she put her hand up in my chin. She said, hold your head up. You have nothing to be ashamed of. We still have each other. I'll never forget that. We still have each other. All we have is all we need. We have each other, and that's all we need. And when that sunk in, I got another house, larger and better, and made more money in 30 days because I forgot the guy's name who ripped me off. That's why we're told, keep thine eyes single, find something that you love, something that's a calling on your life. What are you talking about? Calling something, a calling is something you love so much you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it. This is where we are. And and you're watching me now. Pay attention. You're watching me now. It's because in your heart of hearts, you know what's in you is also in me. And there is even more because when I give you what I got plus what you got, you're going to go further. Mm-hmm. And so as you look at yourself right now, you have to ask the question, what's next? Stuff happened to you, now what? So what? Don't spend time being angry, being depressed, telling everybody 80% don't care, 20% glad it's you and not them. I tell you. And you know something? There are people who will come in your life that will not finish with you. They're relatives that will just, and it's happened to me, just cut off communication. Just stop communicating. Put some flames up if you know what I'm talking about. Children, relatives, friends, just cut off communication. Why? It's called life. Life be lifing. Think it not strange that you face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might. You will have tribulations. And what you do is look for the good. All things work together for good for those who love God. Look for the good. Had they not fired me from WVKL radio station, I would have never became a state legislator. That firing me opened up another opportunity for me. Helen Keller said, when one door closes, another door opens. But most people spend so much time and energy complaining about the closed door, they don't see the open door. Come on, somebody, help me out. Let me see some flames up in here. If
They're
you know
flaming. They're flaming. We got Craig Easley. He's putting his flame up. Carlos Wright. He's got his flame up. 1890. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Oh, Craig Dewswald is on. Rockstar Mark.
Okay, thank
Craig
you.
Dewswald.
So now
Yes.
let me share some tips on commanding an audience.
And I have some questions for you on that, Dad, that we want to go into. So
okay, all right, but let me say this. You have to command yourself. Self-mastery is the first thing. My kids can tell you on Friday when I would get off work and I'd come home, I would go down to the basement and I would listen to motivational messages. I would read, I would study. It didn't come up until Sunday for 60 minutes. I was working on the future Les Brown. The people that are going to make it today, you must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. Don't follow the crowd. The crowd is out there, bring the boots out. Boots on the ground, shouting, getting a new dance and face bust a move in church. No.
Don't bust a move, Dad.
No. I'm saying to you, spend time asking yourself, what do I want to do with my life? Now. Let's think about it. I'm 81. Everybody don't make 81. Follow your heart. Don't follow the money. If you follow your heart, you'll make some money. When I speak in the United States, I get $80,000 an hour. I know what I'm talking about. Outside, $225,000. And I'm 81. But I made serving a priority. I made learning how to master the art of transforming an audience individually and collectively so that they would develop an unleashing hunger to bring out their greatness and become self-persuaded to turn the page and start living a different life.
Woo! Come on now.
You got to be in beast mode. You got to have a hunger to master what you do. And most people are not there. And so there are people who've made millions of dollars. Michael Jackson, Whitney, Prince, Steve Jobs. They've got millions of dollars. I bet you if you came to them and said, look here, would you trade all that money for some more time? They'll say yes. A person with their health, they have 1,000 dreams. A person without their health, they have only one. And the reason I'm talking about this, don't look past mastering yourself. Take care of yourself. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Make it a priority. It's a wonderful feeling to get up and I'm not in any pain. It's a wonderful feeling. When I went to Cancer Centers of America, which is now called the City of Hope, and people coming in wheelchairs, and I'm coming in, and I got my little dip. I got my little pimp walk. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. I still got my dap at 81. Yes. So when you make your peace a priority, managing your food choices, write this down. Nothing tastes as good as health feels. Nothing tastes as good as health feels. Moving your body, exercising, reading, you're challenging your mind, learning new things, upgrading your relationships. Look at the people that you're around. Don't mean that they're bad people, but you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. I have a friend that I talked to the other day. I was trying to help. I decided no more. Why? Because the energy. Don't be the go-to person for people you can't go to. She's not hungry. She's seriously not serious. Isn't that? Just think about it. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. There are more millionaires being created now than ever before. When I saw and read where millionaires are being created online, I said, some of that money's got my name on it. I'm still here. I'm going to learn this. And then I talked to my son, and fortunately, John Leslie, show them a picture of you and I together. We're putting a book together. I'm talking about how to develop your brand and your story, and he is teaching AI in a practical way. Look at that, the age of greatness. Win with stories, AI, and systems. Come on. You could order right there. Put your order in. Y'all know that look good. Come on. When the last time you saw father and son working together? And not only have I had my moments of craziness, he had his too.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes, indeed.
Look at God. Won't he do it? Won't he will. Let the record show up in here, up in here. And so,
Yes,
okay, you can take that down now.
And all right, and I have some questions for you, Dad. Can I have
what is the question? Yes.
All right. So we're talking about right now in the age of greatness, our upcoming book. We talk about some important things, and I'm just curious for you, for those that are tuning in, they might be concerned, they might be worried about AI, they might not be very tech savvy. You, as an 81-year-old, how do you approach all the changes in technology and what you see in AI right now? How do you feel about it? I know, but I don't think the world knows how you personally feel about that.
First of all, one of the things I did, and fortunately you listened, I said, hey, you need to learn this. Mm-hmm. I know how to speak. I know how to train speakers to find their power voice. And I'm looking at this technology, and I know you can go deeper than me. And I have friends who have mastered this and friends who are learning it that we're developing. I want you to write this down. Collaborations, partnerships is the new currency. I have friends who skill set in this area can help me make more money with my name and brand than I can do by myself. See, this is the time you have to brand up. When Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, who wrote the book, The Power of Positive Thinking, he said, Les Brown, he said, you have a rare gift of speaking. He said, but there's something I want to share with you. And I said, what is it, sir? Best known beats best. I'm known, the power of positive thinking, seen as a dean of motivation. I'm known. I have a newsletter. I have millions of fans around the world. When I endorse you, that's going to make a difference for you. That gives you credibility. That expands your audience. So when he wrote about me in his magazine, and when he endorsed me on stage when we spoke in Kankakee, Illinois, when I had the dream of opening for him. And so that relationship, you want to get around people that have goals and dreams, that's going somewhere. If you're around, they did a study, if you are a top achiever in a sales force and they bring someone in that sit within 25 feet of you, your performance will drop by 30% if they're a poor performer. Sidney Poitier, who wrote the book, The Measure of Man, he said, when you go for a walk with someone, something happens without being spoken. Either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? This is the time. I'm not around people who act old and walking like they have one foot on a banana peeling and the other one in the graveyard. I don't want to be around people like that. No.
No.
Absolutely no. And so you want to be around people who have energy, people have goals, people have ambition, and people have drive, and people who are working to live their lives from a place of dominion. That's why I know I'm blessed with you, John Leslie, because we're talking on a regular basis, challenging ourselves. How can we make a greater impact on people and serve people? I want those of you that are listening now, right now, Do yourself a favor. Don't do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Go to hungrytospeak.com and download our new magazine.
Yes,
And
sir.
what I'm going to do, I talked to a friend of mine who's a dentist, and he's going to let me use his facility. And what I'm going to do, the people that's a part of our community, I'm going to do a training with them, because they're going to have 7 months to learn how to speak and command the stage. And we're going to be able to have a contest where they come and we videotape it with videographers and good lighting. It's a nice facility that he has. And get a chance to do, you have seen those shows where people go on cracking on each other, talking about each other's mother.
Yes,
No,
sir.
we want where people come together, have ideas, have stories, and want to learn how to tell the story so they can create a value and create an experience. It's one thing to tell the story. It's one thing to speak, but it's something else to speak in a way that people don't just hear you, but that they feel you. Where they say to you, you changed my life. You have no idea what you have done for me. I was doing a video presentation, and a guy who volunteered to be an assistant to the videographer that I hired. And I don't want to rob him of the opportunity to tell the story. And he said, I said, man, how long you been doing this? He said, I don't do this. I said, why are you here? He said, I came to meet you. I wanted to assist him to meet you. I said, well, I appreciate that. Why you want to meet me? He said, you really want to know? I said, yes. He said, my wife cheated on me with my best friend, and I was going to kill them. And somebody gave me one of your recordings, and I listened. It's not over till I win. And it changed my mind. He should be here and she should be here because you saved their life. You didn't know me, but when I heard your voice and I heard you were here, I wanted to come here and volunteer. You're part of this. You just don't know. You just don't know. Do you have
powerful?
But what about that song? I thought, are you queued up?
I was going to play the song, Dad, but you missed something major. You missed something major, okay? And I love
which one? The one that about when I was talking to the lady who was going to commit suicide.
That's not the one that I have queued up. I love that one as well, but I had the "It's Not Over Until You Win" song queued up. But when I asked you the question about how you approach technology, I don't know. Is it a secret? Because you shifted the topic here. Let me tell the people who are tuning in.
The way I use it as a tool.
No. First of all, you're not giving yourself enough credit. You see this debonair 81-year-old right next to me on the screen. Let me tell you something. He is a technology monster, okay? He loves everything. If it's something new that's coming into the place, he's learning about it. If it's something innovative, he's asking about it. Put 81 in your message box if you would be proud to have someone in your life that is always on the cutting edge. They're on the cutting edge of personal development. They're on the cutting edge of what is happening and the changes. Put 81 in your message box. Let me see who's tuned in with us today. Okay, Miss Tanya Rutley, she's part of our Hunger to Speak group. She's put 81 in there. We've got Bryant Andrews Sr., 81 years old. Here's something that I know about you, Dad, and I don't know why you don't give yourself enough credit about this. You are constantly learning. And there's a quote that I love by your youngest son. It says, ask yourself, are you on the cutting edge or on the edge of your couch? Talk about
are you on the cutting edge
just on the edge
of your couch? Let me use that for you. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, this time where we are, Einstein said the thinking that has brought me this far has created some problems that this thinking can't solve. So I have a question. Are you on the cutting edge or the edge of your couch. Because who you've been in the past won't serve you now. You've got to make a radical change in your behavior. And that does not come about on the couch. It happens on the cutting edge. Because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to get out of your comfort zone where dreams go to die and potential and greatness. Are you on the cutting edge? Are you on the couch? Don't come for me, boy. Don't come for me.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Put the edge in the comment section if that speaks to you. If that speaks to you. And I want to give you some topics for you to speak on right now, Dad, because one of the things when you're training speakers, and for those that would like to be mentored by Les Brown, for those that are serious about their future and they want to be a part of a Les Brown community where you can have the man himself as your mentor, what you need to do is to go to hungrytospeak.com and sign up for our 7-month mentorship. It's called Hungry to Speak. You will find the information there. And Les Brown, you are still growing. You are still learning. And let me ask you a question and I want you to speak on this for the audience. What if you feel overwhelmed? There might be someone that's tuning in right now. If you've ever been overwhelmed in the comment section, just put the number 2 in your message box. If you've ever been overwhelmed, if you saw all the things that were coming, you say, oh, here's another thing and another thing. And it always changes and you get overwhelmed. Put the number 2 in your message box. And Dad, I want you, if you were to speak directly to someone who's dealing with overwhelm, how would you talk to them?
I've been there. And here's something I realized. John D. Rockefeller said he became ill, a virus in his throat. And at the time he cleared his throat, he said all the wealth he had, all the property, all the notoriety and power, in that moment when he felt that discomfort in his throat, none of it mattered. When a doctor looked at me and all the things I had on me, and we have to begin to ask the question, who's the matter with me? I was in a very toxic, negative, destructive relationship. And when the doctor said, you have cancer, all the stuff that I was concerned about went out the window. Because all I wanted to do, tell me what is it I need to do to beat this and take this out, kill cancer before it kills me. That's all I was focused on. And I began to change things in my life. I'm saying to you, those things that you're focused on, trust me on this. When you leave that job that you say, oh, they got to have me, they need me, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, they have a replacement. People and things you're concerned about, when you take your last breath, less than 2 weeks, the stories about you will cease. So I've learned to put stuff in perspective. Your grandmother taught me, oh, Lord, this sign on her mirror, help me keep my long nose out of other people's business. And so this is why, to me, and why, when God said, what do you attribute to your looking so young? When we're born, we look like our parents, but as we get older, we look like the life that we have lived. And part of what we want to know is that, what is it I can do about this? When they had said they eliminated the Voting Rights Act, and I could have started calling a lot of people saying, isn't that horrible what they're doing? And I've spent my time, energy on the things that I can do now that will impact you, your brothers and sisters, that will impact my grandchildren. My grandchildren came over in the last few days, and my great-grands. I can outrun them with their little short legs, because life is always going to be lifing. And I've learned how to put things in perspective. Father, give this to me if it's for my highest good. If not, give me its equivalent or something better. When Gunther Rinker and them wrote me back and said, We don't want a partnership with you because you're black. That's the best thing they could have done for me, because I didn't decide to get angry. I decided I'm going to be so good when I speak. Whoever comes after me will be trembling when I speak. People are going to get up running to increase themselves. When I speak, people are going to die to who they are now to give birth to who they must become. When I speak, they'll say there's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Les Brown. He's Mamie's boy. Oh, yeah. You say, I'm black, and so therefore you don't want a partnership with me? Fine. Okay, thank you. But I decided to be dominant when I came out of that conversation with myself, when I looked in the mirror and said, can you believe this? Are you kidding me? I remember Sears. I was a top salesperson. They said, we can't promote you because it would lower morale. I said, is that right? I quit to become an entrepreneur, selling television sets door to door. They're gone. I'm still here. I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that can hear me, this is not for everybody. I'm only looking for the ones who are hungry, who don't want to swallow their voice, who are hungry, who want to learn how to express themselves, who are hungry, who want to be around people who have goals and values and dreams that are working on the next greatest version of themselves, who are hungry. I'm not through yet. I know I'm not through yet. I know that God's got some other stuff for me. And my goal is, and I'm glad you're cultivating in your son honor, my grandson. I want to do a training with young people. Let our kids know you can do more than be a basketball player or football player. You can do more than sports. They can be. Can you play honor?
Yeah, I'll get an honor video queued up.
but we got to expand our children's visions of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our responsibility. And especially in this environment. You know, Patrick, I don't know who was said, give me freedom or give me death. I say, no, I'm going to take my freedom and I'll kill you for it. Oh, no, you didn't go there. Yes, that never made sense to me. Give me freedom or give me death. No, I'm going to take my freedom and I'll kill you for it if you get in my way. No. So what are some of the questions that people are asking? What else?
Okay, all right. Let's I know there's some people that they're happy to be here with you. Can I tell you some names to say hello to really quick?
Okay, yes, but I want to tell people, I want to just say this break. I want, ladies and gentlemen, if what I'm saying resonate with you, if you feel me in your heart, I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. I got this new magazine. Yes, I'm in there. But it's going to teach you some practical steps that you can use to increase your presentation power, that you can use to be able to better express yourself. But more importantly, you're going to be a part of a community of people. That's what I'm forming. Because to me, it's one thing to talk to you online, but I want to be in the room with you. I want to see your face. And I know some of you want to see me. And Harvard University did a study. They wanted to know what was it that the 1%ers had in common that the 99% of people don't do. And they said they had a reference group. They were in a group of people who had goals, dreams, similar values. They had each other's back. They brought the best out of each other, held each other accountable for a higher standard. This is the time, relationships, it's a major currency right now. Your network determines your net worth. And so this is a time that you want to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to be a person of value, a person that, you know, your reputation goes before you. People say it's not what you know, it's who you know. No, it's who you know and what they know about you. Come on, somebody. Did you get that?
Say that one more time. Say that again.
People say it's not what you know, it's who you know. No, it's who you know and what they know about you. The reason that I was able to create a demand for myself as a speaker And this is before the internet. This is before Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I got 2 million people on Instagram. No, 500,000 people on Instagram, 2 million people on Facebook, over 200,000 people on LinkedIn. Before all of that, what people knew about me when you brought Les Brown in and he talked about you got to be hungry. And I'm going to fire that audience up. I'm going to get the butter from the duck. Take no prisoners and eat the wounded. So my reputation went before me.
And so, hold on a second. We're not eating the wounded, Dad. Why we gotta eat the wounded? That's a different type of hunger.
I mean, when you look at, ladies and gentlemen, you get a chance. I want you to go online, put in, it's not over till I win. Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. When I did that speech, first of all, I was scared. I was terrified. They had to come get me out the bathroom. Mike Williams, he said, come on, Brownie, they're stalling. But here's something I want to say to everybody. When you're willing to take a chance on you, he said, you take one step, I'll take two. Walk by faith and not by sight. Call forth those things that be not as though they were. When I took that stage, when they gave me that microphone, there was a voice in my head when Mike said, you got this. It's very important to have somebody in your life that believes in you until your belief kicks in. He said, Brownie. And I said, what is it, Mike? You got this. And when I grabbed that microphone and looked at those 80,000 people in the Georgia Dome, I began to command myself first so that I can command the audience. I had to command the nervousness in me. My heart was beating fast and I had to calm myself. And part of what I'm saying to you, that when you are willing to bet on you, things are going to happen for you. Phone calls out of nowhere, doors will open that you did not see. I believe in angels, that things will come through for you. The guy who selected me, Dexter Yeager, he could have gotten Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. He could have gotten Zig Ziglar. He could have gotten Tony Robbins. He could have gotten a whole other speakers. But he heard a cassette tape, the story about how I became a disc jockey. You got to be hungry. And that cassette tape that somebody gave him said, you know what? You need somebody to command that audience? This is your guy. Gave him a cassette tapes. Over 6 million people have seen that. That night, people ran to the table to buy products. First time in 35 minutes speech, earned over $100,000 of product sales, sold out. There's stuff in you. I didn't know that going in. I didn't know. You Les Brown? Yeah. What is it like to speak to 80,000 people? 80,000 people? Have you looked out front? No, this is my first time here at the Georgia Dome. You are Les Brown? Yes. Come over here. When he showed me, I broke out, ran to the bathroom. Man, where you going? I said, I'm going to the bathroom, man, but it's number 2. No, it's number 1. Oh my God. There's I believe in angels. And I believe that we're weapons of mass distractions. All kind of things happening to make us feel bad about ourselves, to humiliate us, to feel overwhelmed that we can't make it. People are being squeezed at both ends. 95% of people are filing bankruptcy because of medical expenses. And when I think how we got here, we're the descendants of the ones that would not die. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chesting rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat,
have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We've come over a way that with tears have been watered. We've come treading a path through the blood of the slaughter. No. Because there's a moment in life, a sense of oughtness, where you just say, no, I've had it living like this. I remember Dwight Pleasure. He'd been doing drugs for years. And he had a moment in his life where he decided, looking around this drug-infested house where it was, urine smell, and people doing crack and heroin, living lost lives. And he decided, I'm through. I'm through with this. And when right now, if we change our perspective, that whatever happens is for my good, and I'm going to find the good in it.
Mm-hmm. Say that again, Dad. I think that's powerful. Whatever happens is for my good.
And I'm going to find the good in it.
And I'm going to find the good. When I was
fired from WVKO, I became a state legislator. Had I not been fired, I'll still be a disc jockey. All the guys that I work with at that time, they're still disc jockeys in Columbus, Ohio. I've gone beyond that. And here's something else. Wherever y'all provide more service than you get paid for, I was the disc, they hired me to be a disc jockey. I volunteered to be the program director. I volunteered to be the production manager. I volunteered to do commercials. I volunteered to do editorials. They didn't pay me for that. You provide more service than you get paid for. Why did I do that? Because I was developing myself. Most people go to jobs, they work just hard enough to keep from being fired, and they get paid just enough to keep them from quitting. With the skill set that I developed there, writing those editorials, when I went to the Ohio legislature, my first year in the legislature, I passed 14 bills, and there are people who have been there 30 years and never passed a bill. But my doing those editorials, leading those demonstrations, my willingness to learn and learn and learn, that's where we are now. No.
Woo, you're on fire today. Put some flames in the message box. Put some flames in the message box, okay? Flame it. Let us know you're there. I'd like to acknowledge people. In a moment, we're going to ask everyone to share, and I know it means a lot if you say their name specifically, Dad. So I'm going to see some people who have been commenting. Adam has been here commenting. Say hello to Adam.
Hello, Adam.
It's Adam said, develop our minds for growth. So right now we're going to play a little game. Hold 1 second, Dad. I'm going to get her queued up. We're going to play a little game. We've got a challenge going on right now, the 60 Seconds of Greatness Challenge. So
yes, please.
I'm going to give you several topics that I need you to hit it in 60 seconds. Hit it and we'll go to the next one. So if you have a topic that you want to speak on, something that you want to motivate yourself with, or some motivation that you think someone could utilize, I want you to put it in the message box. We are going to start with develop our minds for growth. And I'm going to look in the comment section. I'll pull up the next one. Are you ready for this, Mr. Brown? You are the master motivator, am I right?
I'm putting a timer on my phone so I can do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's do it. All right, let's see. We got some good topics there. Thank you for the flames. Allison Carter, okay. Allison, I'll be looking for your question next. I appreciate all those flames. I see you, Nicole Cable Pope. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. People are all around the world. Zimbabwe, Guyana, Nigeria. Thank you very much. Put some flames, put the city that you're in, and get ready to have your topic for Mr. Les Brown. Okay, you ready, Dad?
Yes, give me one.
All righty, the first one, let's see here.
This is the second 60 seconds. Tell them about the 60-second challenge. Tell everybody about that.
Yes, so there's enough negativity online And sometimes you have people have a shorter attention span. So we are encouraging you to go to hungrytospeak.com and enter our 60 seconds to greatness challenge. If you just had 60 seconds to share your story, 60 seconds to make a difference in someone's life, what would you say? What would you talk about? How would you share your story in a way that can have impact in someone else's life? That's what we're looking to see. And for those that submit their videos, we're looking for people who would like to be a part of our Hungry to Speak program, where we'll work with you and help you tell your story in an effective way so you can monetize it, you can build your personal brand, and you will be a certified Les Brown Hungry to Speak motivator. So now,
give me something. Yes, I got my stopwatch. Go ahead, give me something.
All right, so let's look at this one. All right, here it is right here. We've got a topic from R. Enriquez 4783. He put greatness leaves clues.
Yes, okay. Now, why would somebody want to call me now? Okay,
okay. I'll time it on my end, Dad. Don't you worry about that.
Okay, you time it on your end? No, but I need to see it. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at yourself and look at your goals and dreams. Greatness leaves clues, and greatness is a result of the habits that we form. Warren Buffett said that habits are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. How are you using your time? What is it that you are doing now that does not matter, that does not move the needle towards your greatness? Greatness leaves clues. If you're disciplined, if you're dedicated, if you're determined, you'll be able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Greatness leaves clues. You're made in the likeness and image of God. You were born with greatness. Now it's time for you to live your life from a place of dominion. Greatness leaves clues.
Bam! 57 seconds. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Put the number 1 in your message box. Put the number 1 in your message box if that touches your heart. Okay. Great job. Great job, Dad. I got another one for you. You ready? You're on the hot seat. Take off the glasses so we can see your eyes.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to turn how do I turn the ringer off? Okay, maybe nobody will call.
Call. They're gonna keep calling too.
Go ahead.
Okay.
What's
all right.
next?
This is from Born to Find Jesus. She said regret. She wants you to talk about regret.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us have moments in our lives where we look at our lives and say sometimes, if I had my life to live over again, I would do differently. And what I've come to know, that if you've done something in the past and that if you had the chance to do it today, you would not do it today, then let the regret go, because the person who did that act is dead. They no longer live here. You have been born again to a high level of consciousness. Live your life from a place of contribution, not a life of regret, because there are no perfect people in the planet. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Woo! Let's go. Live a life of contribution, not a life of regret. If you have dealt with regret, I hope that you got that message before. That's a great topic, and that's not one.
Yeah, and that person who did that is gone. They died. There's some things I've done. I would never do those things again. You know, one of the quotes I hear people say constantly: "Hurt people, hurt people." That is a bold-faced lie from the pit of hell. There are people who've been hurt that they will never hurt anybody because they've been hurt. And so we many of us buy into those slogans: hurt people, hurt people. No, some of the most compassionate and empathetic people I know are people that have been hurt. When things happen to you, we have a choice to be bitter or to become better. We always have that choice. Choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. Give me another one.
All right. And before I give this another one, if you're loving this, make sure you're in the comment sections. Mr. Les Brown is on the hot seat. So we're giving him topics to speak on. I have your next one. But in this next one, I'm going to give you a little heads up. But I need everyone to like this and share it. And we need people to share it. Tell them to share it, Dad. They'll listen to you.
Yeah, they'll listen to you too. Go ahead.
All right, make sure that you share this page right now. There's so much negativity in the world. There's a lot of things that are happening that are disruptive. And what I love about you, Dad, is that you are just genuinely a positive person, even when you're not on camera. Behind the scenes, you look at things with a different eye. And that's why this next topic is so powerful. And this is for the gentleman that said, his name is, let's put it up here, Jerome Agangnan. Where are you from, Jerome? Put that in the comment section. He said, mindset is everything. Thanks so much, my mentor, Les Brown. So say hello to Jerome, Dad.
Hello, Jerome. I want you to know, years ago, there was a comedian by the name of Flip Wilson. And he talked about Killer, his boyfriend. And he said, what you see is what you get. What are you looking at? Where focus goes, energy flows. We have a choice. Choose ye this day to focus on the positive, to focus where we are going, not where we have been, or not what we are coming out of. This is the time to discipline your mind, discipline your focus, and dedicate yourself to creating a new reality. Call forth those things that be not as though they were. Say it's done, stick a fork in it, and know you were born for greatness. This is your moment. This is your time. You were chosen out of 400 million sperm to be here.
Yes. I love it. Great job, Daddy. You're on fire. Did you get any
my
rest?
timer here. Explain to people again, ladies and gentlemen, we have 60 seconds of greatness. It's if you got something in you, when you go to hungrytospeak.com, you can put in a 60-second message to the world, and we will play it. But a lot of people say, oh, I need more time. No, the best speakers make the fewest words go the farthest. I felt that people need at least 2 minutes. And I saw somebody yesterday, they have a challenge, and it's a 30-second challenge. So we're not looking for the steak. We're looking for the sizzle. But we're looking for your personality. We're looking for your energy. We're looking for your pacing and being concise in how you bring the words together. It's a 60-second challenge. We're looking for you. We will look at it and view it. It's going to be very exciting.
It's going to be very exciting. And maybe I'll pull up a couple and you could give some feedback here on the spot, Dad, okay?
I want to finish. Give me something else to work
I have
with.
it right here. We've got Allison Carter. She put something. Say hello, Miss Allison Carter.
Hello, Allison.
All right. Her topic is how to walk in your purpose.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Twain said something that's very important. He said the two most important days in our lives, the day that we're born and the day we realize why we're born. There comes time in life that we must take time to go within and ask, speak, Lord, servant heareth thee. Why am I here? What am I supposed to do with the time that I have left? How can I, following you, live a life that will outlive me and build a legacy? Speak to me. And as you get still and listen to the still small voice within, tune out the noise from the world, follow your heart and not the herd, you'll find your purpose. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Let's go. I love it. You didn't have to go there. You didn't have to go to the two most important days you were born. You didn't have to go there. No one asked you to do that. Great job, Jared. Great job. Great job. All righty. So people are tuning in right now. Here's one. I think this
How
is
many
important.
people you have listening? I can't see the number.
It's okay. They're from all around the world. We have hundreds of people tuning in right now, but this is just on one platform. So we have it going on multiple platforms here. And we appreciate those who are in the comment section. Now, you have some very unique diehard fans all around the world. Dad. Is there anything that you want to say to them that are tuning in? I know we have African Peter Waitaka right now. He wants to hear about how to unlock your potential.
One of the things that is very important, ladies and gentlemen, as you look at your life, look at your goals and dreams, and making a decision to live a life that will outlive you, you got to be willing to take a chance on you. You got to be willing to be a risk taker. Viscott said, if you're not willing to risk, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there? I like what Helen Keller said. She said, life is short and unpredictable. Eat the dessert first. Yes, take a chance on you. Bet on you. You are the money. You have greatness in you. Life is our gift from you and how you live your life. Live it to the fullest. Live full and die empty.
Woo, 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 woo. Fire department is on the way. Put the flames in your message box if he's touching you, if he's speaking your language right now, if he is touching your heart. That's what I love about you, Dad. You don't just speak to the mind. And there are lots of people that give great information out there, but you speak to the heart. And
I'm glad you bring that up. See, the a lot of speakers who say, well, I don't have enough information. Listen, they can Google the information. They can go to Chat GPT for information. People are not looking for information. You have lived experiences. The goal is to know that if information could change people, everybody would be skinny, rich, and happy. No, you want to speak in a way that people feel you. You want to speak in a way that you take them to a place in themselves that they can't go by themselves. Mm-hmm. That's why you're here. That's why getting the coaching and how to crystallize your thoughts. I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. And there's a link so you can get the magazine absolutely free. And there's a lot of content in there teaching you how to improve your presentation skills, how to read the audience. When you're speaking, there are audiences inside of each audience. Some there because of their education. Some people in that audience because of their income. Some because of experiences that they've had in life. Some because of stuff that they've overcome. Some because of their knowledge and expertise. And that's why when you order this magazine, we're going to teach you how to speak to the audiences inside of the audience and unify them strategically. And you know, there's a saying, you can take a horse to the water, but you won't make him drink. However, in Hungry to Speak, what we do is teach you how to create a thirst where they want to drink, so that when you speak, the people become self-persuaded to change their lives. When you speak, they become like a pencil in the hand of God, as Mother Teresa would say, and start writing a new chapter in their lives. When you speak, they understand the word, Simba, you're more than that which you have become. You will ignite and motivate and inspire them to live their lives from dominion when you speak, because you got it like that.
Come on now. Come on now. Listen here, little brother, because everyone thinks that you're younger than me. That is so strong. Now, I love the fact that you said that when you speak, what you're able to do, because some people might not see themselves as professional speakers, but they can still benefit from your mentorship and Hungry to Speak. And talk about your earning capacity and how, when you speak, you are able to articulate.
Just in relationships. When Mr. Washington said to me, Mr. Brown, develop your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. Just think about this. I was listening to some athletes the other day and comedians, Every other word was profanity. I work with kids. I teach kids, and you know this. Profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind. There are people that there's no sense of respect for a lot of people. There's no filter in their mouth. They just say anything. And to me, there's a new normal in acceptance of foul language being used by celebrities and then just everyday people. But I believe in what Henry David Thoreau said: do not go where the path may lead, go where there's no path and leave a trail. That we can elevate the consciousness and the conversations. And I want to say, don't order Hungry to Speak. Don't go to hungrytospeak.com if you don't have a sense of decency. If what I'm saying to you offends you, because I know that a lot of people like to use profanity. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying to you, our children are listening. I was in a grocery store, and this little kid, must have been about 5 years old, was messing with some of the potato chips. And so the cashier said, please, would you stop your son from doing that? And the little boy looked up and said, shut the F up. And people laughed. I'm saying, that's not funny. That's not funny. And so I'm old school. And I believe we should hold ourselves to a certain standard of decency in the words that we use and how we communicate with each other. That this is a different space where people engage in road rage or fighting over parking spots or positions in the grocery store, or gangs of people get together and plan to go into a shopping mall and break in stores. This new level of madness, this represents the collective consciousness of a culture. And cultures are created by people. And cultures can be changed by people. And the secret is to maintain our commitment, to do what we can, as George Washington Carver would say, with what we have, and never be satisfied, never settle for lowering our standards. We can't impact everybody, but there's some. The road to life is straight and narrow, and few there be that find it. We're looking for the few, not the masses. We're looking for the few. The few are listening to us. The masses, they're going on, looking at something else. And understand, when you have goals and dreams, you're part of the few. They say it's lonely at the top. Yes, it's lonely at the top, but you eat better. I know what I'm talking about. I'm 81. Why are you laughing?
That is hilarious. You forgot that it was funny. To me, that's a joke, mister. It's lonely at the top, but you eat better. That is hilarious.
Yeah,
what you mean by that is
there are some people, everybody's not going to go all the way with you in life. There are people that's in your life for a season, and you will outgrow them. When I left Miami, one of the most important things I did in my life, I've been reviewing my life, thinking, I'm 81. Wow. I never thought about being here. One of the most important things I did, I left Miami. Sometimes you have to get up and go to a new land. There are places that resonate with you. That God made a place for us before he made us. He didn't make us and had us dangling in the air. He made a place for us. There's a place for you. And so I knew that Miami was not my place. And when I left, that I was able to meet people who saw me. There's a place in scripture where Jesus came to town. This lady was physically afflicted. And the next line said, he saw her. There's some people where you are that will never see you. He didn't see her afflictions. He saw her. There are some people that will only see your history. That's all they see. They can't see anything else. They just see you, the past you. And that person no longer lives. That person is dead. And you and they won't hire you because they know too much about you. And they're not willing to let that go, forgetting those things which are behind, reaching forth into those things which are before. And so that's why it's important to change relationships, upgrade your relationships. Ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? Does it inspire me to grow, to reach higher, to challenge me, to bring the best out of me? Does it take me to a place in myself where I look at myself and decide I'm not settling for this? Life is about growth. When I see people dancing and doing these different slick moves in church, they call that praise. Here's what I call praise. Herein my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit. The greatest praise that we can create with our lives is to be as productive, living a life of contribution, building a legacy, and leaving the world in better shape than how we found it. Horace Mann said, listen to me. Horace Mann said, we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. You should be ashamed to die. I dare you. You haven't done anything to earn the right to die at your sorry behind self. You should be ashamed. Get your butt up and go do something and leave a mark. What's your life blueprint? Most people, when they die, many of them have GoFundMes. They don't have enough money to get buried. GoFundMes. They have lived a life of no consequence. The stories stop after the funeral. And the reason that we're here, and I'm so glad that, first of all, John, let's see, you can hear me. There was a time you couldn't hear me. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad that you could hear me. This time I couldn't hear Mamie Brown. And then I came to myself, like the prodigal son. And all of us have moments that we stray from where we are supposed to be and living out of alignment. And then we have a moment. Denzel, come forth, sir. The moments before this and there's after this, and after this, nothing is ever the same again. Then there's a moment when you come to yourself. The young lady, she was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and she came from a foreign country and fell on tough times, and she became a prostitute. And while I was there, she came to a class that I was teaching. And she said that she had a moment. I said, what was the turning point in your life? She said, I had a moment where I went in the restroom at a service station, cleaned myself up after a trick. And she said she looked in the mirror at herself. And she asked the question, who you be? Who you be? You didn't come here from Africa to be a prostitute. Who you be? Who you be? And at that moment, she began to wipe the makeup off her face. And she went in as a prostitute, but she came out with her head up. That person died in that restroom at the service station. And that gave birth to the person that I saw in that room, came in that room to be trained on how to let your past go. There's a movie I love, Magnolia, and there's a line in there. You know, we're taught forgetting those things which are behind, reaching forth into those things which are before. But this line stays with me. We might be through with our past, but our past is not through with us.
Wow. Goodness gracious. Can I be your son? If Les Brown is touching you, I want you to put his favorite number in the message box. Put the number 7 in the message box. If you ever had a who you be moment, if you've ever had to say, "Oh, how am I showing up? This is not me. I deserve more." And that is so important. What I like to do, Dad, is I want to pull up a couple pieces from this speech, which you never mentioned. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records. But I want to pull up a clip. I want to play a little clip, and then I want to ask you a couple of questions about it. Can we do that? But first, I want to acknowledge some people that are still here, that are still with us. Tim Jones. Tim Jones said, put 7 in the message box. Say hi to Tim Jones, Dad.
Oh, Tim, you know 7 is my lucky number.
Yes, indeed. Geraldine Clinton. Say hi, Geraldine.
Hello, Geraldine.
All right. We've got Donald Tolson.
Hey, Donald, what's happening, my brother?
Yes. And we've got AK Motivation. We know that's Abdullah, one of our members of Hungry
Yes,
Speaks.
that's
Hi
my
to
brother.
Abdullah,
Yes,
AK
indeed.
Motivation.
Yes.
Say hi to him, Dad. That means a lot.
Yes, hello, Abdullah. He's a great, rich voice.
Yes,
I
yes,
love
yes,
his voice. Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Keep on going in the comment sections. We're going to play a clip here, and then I'm going to come back and ask you some questions about it. All right. Let's see here. I'm pulling it up. All righty. Here we are. Okay.
Determination and ambition and truth and honesty and the way in which you conduct business. The next step is that is you. That is you. That no one can do it for you but you. And even though you face disappointment, even though you will experience some setbacks, it goes with the territory. You must understand that. I remember I was playing a game with my 9-year-old son, John Leslie, and I beat him 10 straight games in a game called Connect 4. And finally, I said, John Leslie, I'm bored. I don't want to play you anymore. And I got up. I said, I'm ready to go to sleep now. And repeat after me, please. Let's say this together. It's not over until I win. John Leslie said, no, you can't go now, Dad. I said, why? He said, it's not over until I win. That was his attitude. We sat down and we played several other games. And finally, after the 11th game, John Leslie won, and he got up and he yawned. And he said, I'm ready to go to sleep now. And I'm saying to you, what if all of us took that attitude after we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through? What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and say to yourself, it's not over until I win. Life will yield for you. Now here's the next step.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And John Leslie, you are 41 now.
Yes. That was when I was 9. So I think that is so important. Say that again.
Where did the time go?
Where did the time go? And you know what's crazy? That I still remember that night. I remember that night of us playing Connect 4, and I remember being there that day in the Georgia Dome. So I remember it vividly. And I think that.
But there's a point that I want to make here. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I see all type of different programs teaching people formulas on how to speak. Very mechanical. Let me share something with you. Some things are taught, some things are caught. When someone told me, when I decided Mike Williams was going to be my mentor, I saw him speaking. Not talking about speaking. I saw him. And I said, hey, I heard him. If some of you have heard me, and I made a difference in your life, there's some people that's waiting to hear you. something about your personality, something about the things you've gone through, something about your energy. And I'm saying to you, don't get caught up in all the mechanical stuff of people creating stuff on the spot, or they gotten it from Chat GPT and they don't have lived experiences. Have them, young people say, show me the receipts. Have them show you. Says, show me commanding a large crowd. When I say I can command a large crowd and I can teach you how to do it, I have the receipts. Les Brown, the Georgia Dome, that's 80,000 people. I have the receipts. Les Brown speaking for PBS, 12,000 people in the audience. I have the receipts. And I'm saying to you, don't underestimate yourself. There are people who had written me off because I was labeled educable mentally retarded, because I'm adopted, because I failed twice in school, because I have no college education and no corporate experience. They wrote me off and said that I would never make it as a speaker. And I'm saying to you, I know you and I see you, because what they said was not as important as what I said to myself. Because 14 years I said, Les Brown, you can't do that. You don't have an education. Les Brown, you can't do that. You don't have any corporate experience. Les Brown, you can't do that. You can't compete with people with PhDs and MBAs. Have you ever seen something you wanted to do, you felt in your heart, and then you talk yourself out of it? I did that for 14 years. I'm not proud of that. There's an African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. So I'm not speaking to the you that the world has formulated. I'm speaking to your higher consciousness. I'm speaking to that divine nature of who you are, made in the likeness and image of God, given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. You are here because of God's grace and mercy. You were chosen to be here. You were deployed to be here. There's something in you that the world needs. And I know what I'm talking about. I know. If my father came in now, I would know him. I saw 1 or 2 pictures of the dude. I saw my mother, Dorothy Bell Rucker. I saw her picture. But when I speak, I said, God took me out of my biological mother's womb and placed me in the heart of my adopted mother. And I said, this has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. When I speak, I sing a song. I got 2 mothers and I'm not ashamed. I've got 2 mothers and I love them just the same. Oh, behave. How long have we been talking, man? And I'm still fired up.
we gotta, I know you are. We gotta land this plane, Mr. So sorry, we've been on for an hour now. But I wanted to share with people how they can participate with us, how they can be mentored by being here. We want to encourage people to go to hungrytospeak.com. And let me see. Are you able to see my screen there?
No, but I want to encourage people to become a part of the 60 seconds challenge.
Okay. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Are you there? John, listen.
Okay, I can hear you now. It froze for a little bit. So
it's buffering.
Okay, I think it went beyond buffering now. So we're just showing people. You go you go to hungrytospeak.com and you'll see various videos. You got 60 seconds. You submit right here, and he'll explain it in the audio there. There are some people who have already submitted and are already getting votes. All right. Your grandson is there as well. And people from all around the world are participating. Also, too, talk about that. And I want to hear from you on this. Talk about what happens if you don't have a mentor, and how clear that could be if you don't have a mentor in your area or in your life.
Well, there's no excuse for not having a mentor now. Technology eliminates geography. They can become a part of our program, and we have different levels. What's the value of a mentor? Muhammad Ali said, I'm the greatest, but he never had a fight without Angelo Dundee being in his corner. Why? Mike Tyson, dominant fighter. Why? Mayweather. Why? Because you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. You can't read the label when you're locked in the box. You have to have someone who's seasoned, who's experienced, and who can see what you can't see. Mike Williams, fortunately, he saw this, Les Brown, before I saw it. When he met me, I was LB Triple B, Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bonafide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was bad, honey. Back in the day, homie was bad. Now I'm 81. But he said, Brownie, if you can motivate and inspire people and entertain people and you can't see them, what can you do if you can see them? I said, but all I know is radio. He said, that's all you bother to learn. See, all of us are born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. We can learn. I've spent a day, one of the most blessed days in my life, with Maya Angelou. She was an incredible woman. And I said, you're such a gifted speaker. She said, Mr. Brown, she's very formal. When people say that to me, I get angry. I asked, why? She said, show me a gifted heart surgeon. You see these books here in this basement? I've read all of these when I couldn't speak. When I wrote Why I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I lost my voice after the man who raped me was beaten to death. I lost my voice. And I was told by my aunt to read these books. And I developed my voice. I'm so thankful. Decide to live a life that matters. There's so many people that they're leaving here and they never live. Oh God, to reach the point of death, only to realize that you have never lived, only realize that you never lived up to your potential. My goal when I go, I want to be a celebration. Say, Mimi boy, he's gone. Honey child, that boy. I remember going to hear him speak and he changed my life. Yeah, he taught me how to speak, honey. He's something else. He's funny. He's crazy as ever. Yeah. I think that people who are listening are people who want to live a life of contribution, who want to live a life that matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like what Jim Rohn said, when the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. I like Howard Thurman come forth. And he says, all of us at different points will hear the voice of the genuine. And if you cannot hear it all of your life, your days will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. The voice of the genuine, that's God's voice.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, go to hungrytospeak.com, get our new magazine and spread the word, have other people to get it, and join our 60-second challenge. I want to see you. We're going to post it so other people can see you and other people can vote for you as well. But I believe that this is the time we have to multiply voices of hope and inspiration and encouragement. People have a unction, a passion to change the world. Hello, OB.
Yes,
Thank
yes. Thank
Okay.
you all. And then are we going to come back on again tomorrow, Dad? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. You need to loop this several times. Absolutely. I'm coming back. Yeah.
Okay. So what time will we be back tomorrow?
12 noon.
12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So spread the word. Get your popcorn, your kettle corn, your jujubes, and your Skittles. All right. Mr. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy is coming live at 12 noon. We will be ready. Come with your questions. Come with your topics. Bring a friend, and make sure you go to hungrytospeak.com and get that magazine that is exciting. You're going to love it. It's got videos in there. It's got audios in there, and it's some things that will empower you. We appreciate you from all around the world. If you will care
Okay.
to...
And John Leslie, have them come. I want you to be able to let me interview them about their story, and I'll show them how to deliver their story.
That's one thing. And you know what? I think that we can, if they submit their 60 seconds, we can play it on here and you can give feedback. You can deliver it that way. I think that would be a more effective way to do that. If we could do that with them sharing it, and then we can go in and you can show them how to do it.
Okay. Got it. All right. Very good. That's
All right.
true.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Videos. Thank you all very much.
Bye-bye.
Pinky wave where you are. We can see it in the spirit. Love you.